You're listening to Sheffield Live 93.2 FM, and this is Communities Live with
Susie Casson.
And with me, Andrew Tildesley. And joining us on the phone should be Malcolm Nunn. Are you there, Malcolm?
Hello there.
Hello. And you have a walking event coming up this very evening, is that right?
That's correct. 7 o'clock from Loxley Village Green.
Fantastic. Can you get a little bit closer to your phone?
Better.
A little bit louder if you can.
That's okay.
Still quiet, but yeah, we'll cope. I'll turn myself down. So, yeah, it's a kind of history walk, is it?
Yeah, we're doing throughout the year, and they're all local history themes, pointing things out along the way. Many of the things people don't even know about, or they're just vaguely familiar with it, and I try to increase the knowledge as we're going around by showing them what we're passing on route.
And so, what sort of history will you be walking past tonight? What sort of
just going round up through Loxley Village and then across the bottom end of Wadsley Common into Old Wadsley and returning back to Loxley about 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
we'll be pointing things out we see on the way.
And what are some of the sites of particular interest that you'll pass on that journey?
Some of the old ancient lanes which a lot of people don't know about. One or two prominent buildings that we'll be passing, such as Loxley House, which for many years was Sea Cadets House, which are now apartments, but it was also home to the eccentric Dr. Payne of Wadsley.
Now that sounds like a character I'd like to know more about. Dr. Payne.
Dr. Payne. He was a medical practitioner for that area, and he just about fell out with everybody he got in contact with.
He sounds like quite an appropriately named doctor.
He had a fallout with Vicar of Wadsley and said he wouldn't go in Wadsley Church again, and Vicar says, well, you will when you come through feet first. So he promptly said, no, I won't, and he left instructions to be buried at the back of his house.
Well, that's a good old English,
he
isn't it?
He also had a coffin ready-made which he had stood up in his living room ready for him to go into.
Wow. Yeah, good old English eccentrics.
Also, one of the most famous people to come from Loxley was be talking about as well.
So is that Robin Hood?
Robin Hood.
Now, is that a subject for debate, or have you firmly set on?
Well, one or two people I know has authenticated him to Robin of Loxley. Probably there were more than one Robin Hood in existence over the centuries, but the most well-known is Robin of Loxley.
Excellent. So you've been doing these walks for a while now?
Yeah, over 20 years, but about 10 years ago, or getting up towards 10 years, a group of us got together and we formed what's known as Bradfield Walkers a Welcome, and it's a national body which were formed all over the country, and I think we were about third one to join up. Each one's done in its own rights, and I think there's about 120 now in the country.
And what does that group bring? What does it do? Is it just organising walks, or is there more to it than that?
Organising walks. We have a committee of about half a dozen. We've got a chairman and a treasurer and a fundraiser, and we've got a website going up that people can get onto.
Yeah, and on that website, can people also does it lay out walks?
Yeah, we've a program for guided walks, which I do throughout the year.
Yeah.
And then we've got another set of walks that anybody can go onto and download and walk them on their own if they don't want to come with us.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, they point out different things that they see on the route. Obviously, we couldn't put as much on as what we do when we're walking, and I'm talking about them.
Yeah, fantastic. And so the guided walks, do you think that's a really good way to connect with local history, sort of as you're travelling through?
Well, we like to think so.
And have you found that over your 20 years that you've had people kind of come back and recount to you stuff that you told them?
There's one or two people there's people who's lived in a certain area for 40 and 50 years, and when I've been around with them, they said, well, I never knew that, I've never seen that before. First time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's quite amazing. Then we get other people who can tell me more and say, oh, my great-great-grandparents lived at this house, and It's a family home and such like.
Wow. So you're kind of learning as well as sharing the knowledge.
They always say you never stop learning.
Yeah. And so how do you do the research for the walks? How do you pick up the knowledge?
Well, I've always been into local history because I run a local history group at Bradfield.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also employed by Bradfield Parish Council as archivist and family historian.
Fantastic. And are you often in the other archives in Sheffield?
I don't spend a lot of time down there, but I do go down there if there's anything I need to follow up, particularly if anybody asks me if I've done some family research.
Yeah. But it's not just sort of Bradfield area, it's beyond that you're...
Well, it's mainly Bradfield Parish I cover, but I do cover like Hillsborough, Malinbridge and Wadsley and adjoining areas, for want of a better term.
And beyond the history, what do you think the benefits are of walking?
Well, it gets everybody out and about, and people who often a bit reticent about doing a walk on their own, like they come along with us. We have some who's regular, comes to nearly all of them.
Yeah.
We number from 5 up to 25, but if it's anything special, we do like Great Sheffield Flood Anniversary Walk, which we do every year, and I've done it with over 100. Wow,
crikey. And so is that a wide range of people? Is that kind of all ages that come along?
Yes, they seem to be. Odd times we get children coming along with their parents.
Yeah. And do the children get into it as well? Are they getting into the spirit of it?
I've been into local schools talking about different aspects of history as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. And do you have any other interesting walks coming up in the near future beyond tonight?
In August, Monday, August 4th, I'm doing an evening walk around Malinbridge.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the highlights of that?
We look at different industries that's been around there. I mean, Bergen and Bowl, for instance, it makes sheep shears and various other hand tools. That's one. Obviously, we can't go into their premises, but we can have a look around it from the outside. We go around past Mousehole Forge, which were worldwide known for making anvils a couple of 100 years ago. Now there's just the house and the remains of the forge there now.
Yeah.
Various things, again, around Malinbridge. Again, people said, I've lived here all my life and I never knew this place existed.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Also on Wednesday, August 10th, I'm doing a local history walk starting from Worrell and going in down into Uterbridge and down Don Valley.
Yeah.
As a round walk. So they're the types of... And as normal walks in the daytime, we normally start about 10:30 and finish about 1.
So what are the sort of distances that you're covering?
About 6 miles is the maximum.
Yeah.
So then the evening ones we normally start about 7 and finish at 9, but obviously August is the last one we do, because when you get into September it's starting getting dark. That'll be 8 o'clock-ish then.
Yeah, this is a special time of year, that being able to go for a proper evening, nighttime walk and it's still light enough to see by.
Yeah.
So can you give us the details again of tonight's walk for anybody that might be interested?
It's starting at 7 o'clock from Loxley Village Green, which is a triangular piece of grass with some seats and trees on it, and it's at the junction of Loxley Road and Rodney Hill, just below the Admiral Rodney, for those who are not familiar with the area.
Great.
So we start at 7 and we get back around 9 o'clock.
And for anybody that can't make it along but is interested in other walks, how should they get in touch? How should they find out more about the Bradfield
Walkers? They can get in touch with me on my home phone number, which is 0114 233 7463, or they can go onto our website and download our walk programme, and that's www.bradfield-walkers.org.uk, or they can email me on bradfield.history@mypostoffice.co.uk.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for coming on, Malcolm. Enjoy the walk tonight.